Hey, this is Stuart again. I wanted to do a video talking to you about school shootings, specifically school shootings. Now, I've just done a video on mass shootings in the U.S., on gun control, what we could do about that. You might want to see that when it comes to the whole gun control thing. But as far as the school shootings in particular, I wanted to address this because there are so many crazy, oddball, absurd, ill-gotten ideas that are being thrown out. All right, and that needs to be addressed. Okay, it's getting ridiculous. The senator from Texas, Mr. Cruz, said that we should take all schools and narrow them to a single door in and out. That way you have to go through only that one entrance and exit, and we could heavily arm to that one door, and those students would be safe. Well, Senator from Texas, I guess you forgot that we have a thing called fire laws in the United States, and we have certain things that we need to keep fire safety foremost, and to keep children safe. If you have one entrance in and out of a school of 2,000 students, then what about the students at the end of the line? What, do they just have to die of asphyxiation while everybody's trying to squeeze through the narrow end of the funnel? Are you that thick, Mr. Cruz? My God, think a little bit. Okay, and he's of course reacting to Uvalde, Texas, where the guy came in a back door. A door that quite frankly should have been locked. A teacher tried to close it and the door wouldn't lock. So there was a mechanical malfunction going on there. Or it was a type of lock that was left unlocked. Or if it was what they call a panic device, which is the bar you push on, somebody might have left it in a condition that they call dogged, or dogged it down. And that's where you push the bar in, and you've seen a little hole on the right side of those bars? Yeah, well, that's so you can put a wrench in there and you turn it and it locks it in place so it's kept open. Okay, that's called dogging down an exit device. Now, that could have been the case. I don't know. But what I'm trying to iterate here is that narrowing a school to one entrance is dangerous in unbelievable ways. Having doors that always lock every time they close, which is what we call a storeroom function lock, that's the way to go, okay? And you can build a storeroom function into a door that also has a panic device by removing the dogging feature from that device, okay? And that would be a device that's specifically designed for fire access, all right? Those are special devices. They cost a little more, but they work really well. I know a lot about these devices because I've handled hundreds of them. Now, when it comes to doors, let's think about this, since Mr. Cruz wants to bring it up. If you had a door in every single classroom that leads out, not in, no way to get in that door, no way to access the door from the outside, only goes out. If you had that in every single classroom, just think, every one of the teachers in Uvalde could have emptied their classroom. And then the next thing is the doors that lead from the hallways into the classrooms. They, a long time ago, created a type of door lock, what we call a lever set, that has what's referred to as classroom function. A classroom function lock is one where you can put your key into the outside of the lock, rotate the key 180 degrees, and the lock remains in an unlocked position. It works just like a regular passage lock. But then you can rotate that lock all the way back around, and it acts like a storeroom function, so that every time the door closes, it's locked rather than unlocked, and that it can only be opened without a key from the inside. There are storeroom function or classroom function locks of this type that are also electronic and can be timed. The Schlage-Legion company makes those, all right? I've also worked with those. I've actually programmed those locks. So I have firsthand knowledge of this. Those locks can be programmed so at a certain time they unlock and then at another time they relock. You can program all of the times that they lock and unlock so that they're only unlocked during the time that classes are between sessions. So in other words, when students are going from one class to the next, those doors would be unlocked. And then the minute the class begins, the doors all around the school automatically in sync lock together. That can be done. And it's not hard to do, and it's not overly expensive. So if the shooter got into a hallway that had doors like that, he never would have been able to get in the classrooms. Certainly not before the classroom was capable of emptying out the exterior doors, if we installed them, making it safe for those students. This could be a nice approach. Gun control is very important. Please watch my video on gun control. I think that I mentioned some things in there that are very important. And if you would, please weigh in on this. What do you think is going to make it safer? Some people said give teachers guns. I don't think that's a good idea, because then you're expecting teachers to act like soldiers. They have to be on the front line. That's not what they trained for. That's not what they've been hired for, and it's certainly not in their pay scale. All right? It's just kind of stupid. Again, it goes to my belief that if you have a problem with too many bullets flying around, having more bullets flying around isn't a solution to that. That's just more bullets flying around. All right, so we don't need more guns in the schools or more bullets flying around. Now, if you want to do the whole, metal detector kind of thing when students enter schools, I get that. That kind of makes sense. But I think what would work better is some very serious gun control that requires people be licensed to use, which means they've been trained properly, and that they have to go through that long before they can even purchase. And maybe within that process of the licensing and working with that person for months, it will then become discovered that there's an issue that needs to be dealt with, maybe by doctors. All right, and that way we can possibly reduce that issue. All right, so that kind of gun control. Not taking guns away from people, but requiring that they have the proper training, that they register the firearms, that they insure the firearms, that they have the firearms inspected yearly for safety. Because they do get old, they do wear out, and sometimes they can get dangerous. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you can hurt yourself. All right, plain and simple. Folks, please weigh in the comments down below on this if you would. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you hated it. And please subscribe and share this with everyone you know, especially the people you hate the most. Oh, share it with them, extra amounts. Okay, so please do me a favor, share the video, and I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. This is all food for thought. So thank you, and you have a good day.